So Moon's just sort of going on the harass here because he's reconstructing his expansion, so he's trying to buy himself time first and foremost. You can't just start an expansion on like an expansion. It's not really how it goes. This is something that's really smart by Teach1000. He's creeping his AM, his newly gotten AM, while harassing with his MK. And the reason that's so particularly good right now is because as soon as his AM is level 3, or at least a higher level, it's going to give him the opportunity, it's really going to give him a pretty big opportunity to get way more bolts on his MK, which means more dead units. Bolts pretty much equal dead units in Warcraft. It's almost guaranteed, that's just how it works. Once you get level 5 MK, it's like, what can he do? If you bolt something, it's basically going to die, but unless they staff it out, which is pretty likely, considering it's Night Elf. If you notice, Moon's below 50 food. Moon's pretty much winning this game, and he's going to win this game, I can tell already, even though I'm pretty sure he wins it, because the next map's Terranistan, which leads me to believe that Teach1000 picked it. But the main thing that's going on is that Moon knows that with an expansion he can stay below 50 food, or stay near 50 food, like right under it, and then just push every time he gets 50 food, keeping his resources coming in at like 6 gold more a second than Teach1000. Eventually that gold advantage is going to add up so much that it's just not even going to matter, and you know, like Moon's just going to rape him. Another reason why Beastmaster is probably a little worse than the DR is you have to buy a lot of fucking clarities when you're going Beastmaster. It's like a lot. If you don't buy lots of clarities, you're not gonna have any summons. It's not like Beastmaster AM, where it's like with Beastmaster Archmage, you can pretty much like have unlimited summons. You'll buy a clarity once in a while, but it's not really gonna matter that much, simply because like it's not gonna matter that much because of Brilliance Aura. So it's like you're gonna have like ass loads of summons no matter how you slice it, and it's just different. Like a lot of the time I'll be playing like other races, and I'll start like using mana like crazy because like I'm used to playing human where I kind of just abused Brilliance Aura, and I'm just like, oops, I have a DK with 5 mana, and it's gonna take a year for that mana to go up, and I have 1 statue, and I'm microing the statue, trying to get my health and my fucking mana up, and I just fucking can't do it because it's like 3 health or mana a second. It's like, you know, what can you do? So it sucks, but you know, that's just the way it is. This is basically the reason why you tower up versus Night Elf, no matter what. Because the moment you start to win, and you start to go to their base, they're just gonna fucking base race you. In like 2 seconds. They're just gonna be like, whatever, I don't wanna fight you, I'm just gonna go attack your base. So you have to go towers. You don't really have much of a choice. If you don't go towers, it's like, they're just gonna come in and kill your army. So, you know, figure it out. There's some things you have to do, and one of those is towering up. Teach1000, after losing his expansion, is sort of out of the game as far as I'm concerned. Like, he still has his army, but it's like, you know, what's he gonna do with that army? Like, he's gonna run around trying to stop Moon from base racing him while Moon gets like an infinite number of resources, staying below 50 food, and makes it impossible for Teach1000 to win. That's what's going to happen. I mean, really think about it. Like, there's almost no other way that it could work out. Simply because it's like, you know what I mean. It can't really work out any other way, because the moment Moon's running 2 expansions and 2 Night Elf expansions versus 0 human minds, whatever, you know, game's over. Not only that, Moon's amazing staff usage, he'll keep his 50 food army alive till the end of time. So the game's, in my opinion, over. It's sort of hard to say. I mean, Teach1000 can still pull off an upset here, but it's just rough because with all those summons from the Beastmaster, he can constantly harass the peons of TH1000. So it's like, you think you're gonna like come back by like harvesting gold or something, and it's like you can't even harvest gold because he's gonna run around with a Spirit Hawk owning you. You know, what do you want to do? You don't really have much of a choice. Moon at this point is just camping 50 food. I mean, and massing items. TH1000 is like, LOL, I have 600 gold. It's time. It's crunch time. He has to bring his peasants with his army, because if he doesn't bring his peasants with his army, then they're just gonna get owned by those little anti-magic Hobag, or those invisible Hobag hawks that just run in and snipe out peasants like fucking, I don't know, like a sniper. That was redundant as hell. TH1000 probably getting a bit lazy at this point, losing a lot of HP on his Spellbreaker to creeps. Mostly because, you know, if you think about it, it's kind of like if you've been playing for so long, the game starts getting a bit mind-numbing. If you know what I'm saying, like you play like 10 ladder games and then you're just like you start the game and you're like it's just like it's like freaking deja vu, so you have to like take a break. That's like, I think that's like the level that TH1000's at. His mind isn't really clear at this point, and it's just sort of, it's hard for him to really keep up with what Moon's doing, because Moon's constant harassment really leaves no room for TH1000. It just leaves him no room to not screw up, but it makes it so that TH1000 has no breathing space. Like, he can't like have too many options at this point as far as like what to do. He has to camp his base, otherwise he's gonna lose it. And now with Moon stampeding the shit out of all his farms, it's like, what do you want to do? You know, lose your whole base. That's what you want to do. So, you know, he sort of has to, but, and I mean, losing his expansion, if Moon chooses not to TP back, it's not even of concern to TH1000. It's like, whatever. Like, I'll lose an expansion. Moon has literally been at 50 food all game. I don't think he ever went above 50 food this game. Do you realize that you lose thousands of gold from upkeep and Moon gets to keep all that gold? Like, that's just absurd. Like, Moon really should have, like, TH1000 really should have, like, probably anticipated that and maybe spent less time at 50 food and made more towers. I mean, as gay as that sounds, like, make some towers. I mean, it's true. Like, you can't really expect for it to, like, you can't really expect for your army to beat their army if their army's powered by more gold than yours. But at the same time, if you just stay 50 food all game and they make 80 food and push you, you lose, because their army's just gonna be fucking huge. So I guess there's a balance you have to strike. And either way, I think TH1000 would have been fucked this game, just on the fact that his army composition really wasn't good. Because if you look at his army composition at this point, he's rifles and one Spellbreaker. If Moon wanted to, he'd go to 80-80 bears, and then just morph all his bears, with, like, you know, cast Rejuve on every single one of them, and just like go. It's just, it sucks, but yeah, it's sort of how it is. Because the priests don't even have Dispel, so it's like he couldn't Dispel Rejuvenation, and it's like, you know, you need something to kill Rejuvenation. Otherwise, the Night Elf army is unkillable. And while TH1000 has Blizzard, which is very good versus bears, it doesn't really have the DPS to counter that many bears, if you know what I'm saying. And here comes the harass of Moon. TH1000 sort of just holding on with his last legs here. Moon's harass can just go forever on 70 gold. And every time one of those harasses comes along, it's pretty much guaranteed that he's going to kill a couple of peasants. So, you know, it adds up, and it's more than evens out. It's definitely in Moon's favor. So, I mean, the way I slice it,